took apart your dad's. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it comes in different spots.
Hey, my name is Ryden. Yeah, before I get started, I just feel like there's something I need to take like 30 seconds, as my presentation to say. Thank you, Lee, for carrying my project an hour and a half here. So that was sweating our asses off getting here. And like this class has really like opened up a lot of new interesting things for me. And it kind of like took me away from like the virtual screen, and like it shattered my expectations. I never thought I'd be like building cool stuff like this, and like it's really cool to see all your projects and stuff like that. And thanks to my parents for love and support. I titled my project Waves, and I'm interested in like the separation between inner and outer space. Inner space being, I am here, my name is Ryden, I'm a Parsons design student, yada yada, and outer space being, we are all here to make the world a better place. We're all connected. It's kind of like the separation between matter and spirit. And I kept trying to think about the best way to explore this. And I kind of settled on this on the medium of vibrations, because I was doing some research, and it's actually everything is made up of vibrations. You know, I'm holding this piece of paper, and using my 5 basic human senses, I can tell that it's a solid object, and so on and so forth. But if I was to like bit a piece of it off and put it under a microscope, I would see that there's smaller objects inside of this object that actually move, which are molecules. And if I was to take an even bigger microscope, and I would see atoms, which is a proton, which is circled by electrons, which creates patterns of vibrations. So really, if you think about it, everything and anything is vibration, and everything is connected. So I really like this idea of being connected through vibrations, kind of like we're all just like droplets of water in an ocean, something like that. So I began to see like what's the most extreme example of this, and I came across this quote written by Sun Bear, who's a Native American chief, and just translated into English, so it's probably not the best, but he said, "When humans participate in ceremony, they enter a sacred space. Everything outside that space shrivels in importance. Time takes on a different dimension. Emotions flow more freely. The bodies of participants become filled with the energy of life, and this energy reaches out and blesses the creation around them. All is made new, everything becomes sacred." So really this like sacred space like really inspired me, and one of the biggest aspects of sacred space, when you get together, you chant, you hum, you pray, you sing, and it's just all just us being instruments and making vibrations. You know, like Mecca. Then the call to prayer. Everyone is bowing to this object, but they're listening to vibrations, and that's what kind of I feel like connects people and kind of brings them to this like outer worldliness, this spiritual world, this universal consciousness. Also, what kind of does this for me is music, and this is at a Van Deacon concert, and it's kind of just like the art of sound, you know. It's like human emotions expressed through vibrations, and I think that is also a form of sound. And meditation. Meditation is vibrations that promote relaxation and calmness and clear-mindedness, and I think that's also, you know, a way to use vibrations. So back to the separation between inner and outer space. Vibrations, I feel, connect our inner space with our outer space, because we are made of vibrations. So this brings me to, okay, so I have like, these ideas and stuff. What am I going to do? How am I going to do like all these complex ideas that we've been talking about in class and all of our readings from these cities and Ponte and everything? I found it so hard to like just make an object. And that was like, that had to like express that thing. So I really like what Douglas Henderson was doing, and he was kind of like visualizing these vibrations and taking like a peek at what surrounds us and like what we're made up of through the medium of water. And I really thought his work was beautiful. And Robert Irwin as well, huge inspiration. We went to go see him. It was he deals with art and perception and really big inspiration, just like very bold and modern. It kind of takes you into this outer space just by being in these spaces that he creates, or at least that's how I feel. So then I started making. So I kind of took the approach where I would start out with something and it would fail, and I would try another thing and it would fail, and then I would be running to IKEA and building this and it would fall apart, and I kind of just took on this mentality just to keep going no matter how much it failed. So these are some quotes that I was reading in this book. Fail, fail, fail again, fail better. And Thomas Edison said, of the 200 light bulbs that didn't work, every failure told me something that I was able to incorporate into the next attempt. So this is kind of like an experimentation process for me. It actually started with me and Sean. And I just literally put a rectangle filled with water on top of a bass amp. And I was able to kind of have this like light organ. And I had a lot of fun in my apartment, and we started for our project, and it was a lot of fun to work on. The first project, and then I started working on the final project. So I tried to think, how could I take this beyond? So I started experimenting with actually putting sound into water and then picking it back up and having the vibrations be in the water, which that did not work at all. And then I started getting back to this idea of just having the vibration come from beneath. And I built this structure, and it ends up that the structure needs to be flat and really loud, because this one that I built has too thin of a point, so I had to completely throw it out. And then I took apart my dad's bass amp and I rewired it onto this small aluminum tray and kind of put everything else with aluminum so it would conduct really well. And the results came out really good. And then instead of using water, I realized a better idea to just use a black liquid because of the light that picks it up. So it was a long process of just messing up and having all these ideas and trying to express them. And so this is Waves.
Wish we could do these other nights.
Yeah.